Good morning, students. Keeping up with our motto that learning be a joy and teaching a pleasure. Here, Advocate Bapusaheb Bhonda High School welcome you all. Happy learning, students. Myself, Mrs. Rohini Sole. I am the class teacher of Std IV. Today, in English 1, we are going to study poem number 9, Time for Everything. My dear students, do you know what is time? Yes, you all know what is time. We all see time on clock, on watches. Yes, correct. But what is the importance of time? Let us see that. Time means the duration in which all things happen. Time is the most important aspect in all of our lives. Everyone has to respect and understand the importance of time. Let to enjoy every minute of your life. Students should go to the school on time. If they will be on time, then there is no chance to get punishment and always will be impressive for teachers. Now children, there are different times in a day. Can you tell me which time of the day is this? Yes, it is night. How do you know it is night? Yes, because there is no sunlight. That's why we call it a night. What about this? Can you observe that the sun is rising here? When did the sun rise? The sun rises in the morning. Where does the sun rise? The sun rises in the east. So, when the sun rises, we get to hear the sounds of the bird chirping and cocks crowing like this. So, when the sun rises is the morning time, and when the sun is high above our head, then it's afternoon, right? At this time we avoid going out because it will be quite hot, especially during the summer season. Here you may observe the sun is setting. When do the sun set? Correct, the sun sets in the evening. And where does it set? Yes, the sun sets in the west. At this time, usually the sky is colorful with orange and yellow color, and it looks beautiful. Many people go to hill station just to watch sunrise and the sunset scenes. So it's really a very good scene to watch the sun rising and also the sun setting time. Now today we are going to learn about a poetry, Time for Everything. So let's read the poem first. There's a time to run and a time to walk. There's a time for silence, a time for talk. There's a time for work and a time for play. There's a time for sleep at the close of day. There's a time for everything you do, for children and for grown-ups too. A time to stand up and a time to sit. But see that the time and actions fit. So children, time plays an important role in our life. Time management is the most important, especially for students. Time means a duration in which all things happen. Time is the most important aspect in all of our life. Now I will explain you the poem. So first stanza of the poem is, there's a time to run and a time to walk. In this stanza, the poet is telling us that, for example, if you take part in the athletic competition, what you will do, students? You will run. So there is a time to run and win the competition. Okay, students? Okay, I will give you one more example, that when you are late to school, you have to run so that you reach on time. And don't be late. But if you leave your house early, you can walk and reach the school and be punctual. Okay? There's a time for silence, a time for talk. This means when a teacher is teaching in the class, you have to maintain silence so that you will able to learn and understand. Also, there are other places like a library, a hospital, where you have to maintain silence. But when teacher asks you a question to answer, you have to talk. Even during recess, when you meet your friends, that the time to talk and have fun. There's a time for work and a time for play. Yes, when you are in the school, you need to study at that time. Okay? So studying is your work now. When your parents go to work, there they will be working hard throughout the day. There is time for play means, yes, when you are with your family or when you are go for picnic, at that time you have to enjoy and play. You can sing, you can dance and all. Especially for children, evening time is time to play. You have to go out and play. Okay? There's a time for sleep at the close of the day. So, at the close of the day or when the day closes is the night time. Yes, when it's night time, you have to sleep. I have observed that many children keeps watching TV till late night, which is very bad for their health. So you should go to bed early and you should get up early in the morning. So this will make you very healthy, wealthy and wise. So at the end of the day, you should sleep. There's a time for everything you do, whatever work you do. For example, whatever work you do, it has to be done at the correct time. For children and for grown-ups too. Is time fixed only for children? No, it is fixed for everybody. Even for your parents, even for your grandparents. So, there is a fixed time to do certain things in your day, and at that time you have to do your work. A time to stand up and a time to sit. So, when you are asked to stand up, you need to stand up. And when you are asked to sit, you have to remain seated in the class. When teacher is teaching at that time, you are sitting in the class. But when you are asked a question and answer, and you have to answer, and that time you have to stand up and answer the teacher. So, there is time for everything you do. But see that time and actions fit. So whatever the time and actions you are doing, it should match with each other. You should never mix action and the time. Okay, children? Hope you understood this poetry. So let us read this poem once again. Time for everything. There's a time to run and a time to walk. There's a time for silence, a time for talk. There's a time for work and a time for play. There's a time for sleep at the close of day. There's a time for everything you do, for children and for grown-ups too. A time to stand up and a time to sit. But see that the time and actions fit. Here, rhyming words. Yes, children, rhyming words play a very important role in poetry. So let us see that the rhyming words. I hope you all understood what are rhyming words. Usually rhyming words comes at the end of each line of the poem. And here in this poem, walk, talk, play, day, do, to, sit, feet. These are the rhyming words. Now next, one meaning is here, grown-ups. Grown-ups means adults. So let's make sentence by using this word. I will read for you. She has 2 children who are grown-ups. Next, fill in the blanks. First one, there's a time for silence, a time for talk. But see that the time and actions fit. Next, answer the following questions. When does the time for sleep? Answer. It is the time to sleep at the end of the day. Second question. What is meant by there's a time for everything? It means whatever you do has to be done in an appropriate time or correct time. Third one, circle the correct word from the given alternatives. First one, who should do everything at a proper time? There are 3 options, children, grown-ups and both. So here both is the correct answer because children also and grown-ups also do the everything at a proper time. So we have to circle both. When do you have your dinner? In the morning, in the afternoon or at night? So children, in the morning we have our breakfast. In the afternoon we have our lunch. So dinner time is at night. So circle it. So we all have our dinner at night. Correct? So that all for today, children. Thank you. Have a nice day.